Welcome to Money Mind. It's a $9 billion bet as Marina Bay Sands and Resorts World Sentosa invest in expanding on their integrated resorts here in Singapore. And this new investment, which is almost two-thirds of the 15 billion Sing dollar investment that was initially put in, is aimed at enhancing Singapore's tourism offerings in the face of regional competition. And we also look at SME debt in Singapore and whether it's out of control. Then, in the first of our new series, Journey to Success, one of Singapore's earliest .com entrepreneurs, Wong Tun King, talks about how he ventured into the IT business. But first, Janice Wu speaks to the experts about the $9 billion expansion of Singapore's integrated resorts. The arrival of the iconic Marina Bay Sands towers changed Singapore's skyline. Over at Sentosa, Resorts World Sentosa injected new vibrancy into the resort island. With $9 billion of new investment, both integrated resorts will now build more world-class attractions. This is expected to draw in an additional 500,000 international visitors a year to the Republic. And that is projected to contribute some $500 million every year to Singapore's economy.
Having been opened for close to 10 years now, it is time to refresh the offering and to enhance the competitive position. I think the expansion plans for these two IRs help us lean to some of the major undercurrents that is ongoing in the tourism space today. So for one, we know that our visitors are now spending less on F&B and shopping and more on experiences and also entertainment. Now the expansion of Universal Studios, the expansion of the Oceanarium, for instance, and also the building of the 15,000 seating indoor arena plays into the theme of encouraging visitors to come in because of entertainment, because of experiences.
For the gaming side of the IR's business, the competitive dynamic is different.
The competition among the IRs are more to become the favorite destination than the only destination, because no gambler will go to only one destination, right? So if I go to a dozen places a year, right, then I want that player to come to me 3 out of the 12 times.
Taken together, the gaming and the non-gaming aspects of the IR's business are expected to bring significant spillover benefits for the Singapore economy.
The ripple effect of this investment would be quite broad. We also expect additional visitors coming into Singapore, which would, in the end, also increase consumption. And that ripple effect may not be easier to quantify or directly associated, but I think the impact would be a lot more significant than the travel and tourism alone.
The planned $9 billion expansion is timely. Competition is intensifying as large-scale, premium-oriented casino resorts are set to open throughout the Asia-Pacific in the next 5 years. One of the bigger threats is from upcoming casinos in Japan.
By opening IRs, Japan hope to keep this growth and momentum in tourism going after the Olympics. Now, today in Asia, the biggest gaming market is by far Macau, followed by Singapore, then the Philippines and South Korea. And it is expected that when the Japanese IRs do open, they will knock Singapore off the second spot. This is obviously setting up some amount of competition for our IRs. And against this backdrop, I think it makes a lot of sense for us to put in a sizable investment to enhance the competitive position of our IRs over the next few years.
A report by Fitch Ratings says the outlook will be mixed for new casino resorts opening throughout the region in the next few years. It says that potential oversaturation of the premium market is a longer-term credit risk. But operators with mass market and geographic diversification may be better positioned to withstand this risk.
A lot of gaming revenue is driven from the VIP gaming, and that a large chunk of that is coming from China. And we've seen a lot of contraction in 2015 and 2016 in line with the Chinese government corruption crackdown, and that has give a lot of pressure to the gaming revenue, not only in Singapore actually, but regionally.
With the new $9 billion investment, the Singapore government has agreed to extend the exclusivity period for the 2 existing casinos to end 2030. No other casinos will be introduced during this period. But that has not stopped analysts from speculating on whether the Singapore casino market can sustain 3 players.
The Singapore market can sustain, I think, much more than 2. It's just whether socially, for the people, for the country, is that really what we want? Albeit, in fairness to the government, they have probably managed it the best compared with a lot of other jurisdictions.
The new license is unlikely over the short to medium term, because the way we look at it is not only Singapore, but in the context of supply and demand balance in the region. What we have seen in the past few years, the trend in terms of the gaming revenue has stabilized, and that sort of reflects that the market has quite balanced in terms of the supply and demand, and therefore additional supply of gaming would be an unlikely scenario in our view.
Meanwhile, business matters aside, Singaporeans and tourists can look forward to more lifestyle and entertainment options once the new world-class attractions are built. So which attractions at the new IRs will our interviewees be looking out for?
The aquarium,
The Sky Park,
Minion Park.
Coming up, coping with late payments and delinquencies.